You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about Caleb Williams and Russell Wilson. Oh, we got the double dinger for today on this channel. It seems like it. We got an NFL draft evaluator that has made what I think is a lucid comparison, actually, between a pro comp and, of course, Caleb Williams coming in from the draft. Now, I would, if I want to be fair here, and you guys know I'm not the biggest Caleb Williams fan, but let's say he works out as well as Russell Wilson has worked out. And Russell probably will go in the Hall of Fame. I think if he would have just maybe retired after Seattle, I think he would have walked into the Hall of Fame. I think he's hurt himself the last couple of years, but that's neither here nor there. I think if you ask the average Bear fan, hey, you can get 11 seasons, 2 trips to a Super Bowl, and 1 Super Bowl trophy, I think most Bears fans would be like, and he's a perennial All-Pro or Pro Bowler. They're going to be like, this was a successful draft pick. It makes sense in physical stature. Caleb Williams is almost 6'1". Russell Wilson is 5'11". They're both right at 215. And so they're comparable in size, and now we get that as a comp. Now, judging by other things like the way they conduct themselves off the field, is there some ego issues, possible entitlement issues, things like that? Oh, boy. It's kind of frightening exactly how close these two may end up being when you factor in that. The problem there is that at one time, Russell Wilson was extremely hungry as an athlete because he was out to prove himself to everybody. Can I get it done? I'm small, blah, blah, blah. They counted me out. And there's a big difference also. One guy was drafted, and we can just take a look. One guy was drafted in the 3rd round with the 75th overall pick. The other guy is about to be the number 1 overall draft pick. And to say the difference in pressure is going to be immense, it's going to be night and day compared to what Russell Wilson had on him. Plus, let's be real, that was a pretty good Seahawks team, and I would think everybody would agree that Pete Carroll and John Snyder feel like the more, I guess you could say, experienced, grounded, old school, people coach, knows how to handle a rookie. That's yet to be determined, I think, with the Chicago Bears, right? They just shipped off their other guy, ironically enough, to sit right next to Russell Wilson. Talking about Justin Fields. In the eyes of many NFL draft analysts and evaluators, former USC quarterback Caleb Williams is seen as a generational prospect. Boy, that's a lot more pressure than Russell had. Such an esteemed tagline has been placed upon Williams dating back to his Oklahoma debut in the Red River Showdown in 2021 in his 2-year stint with the Trojans, in which he added a Heisman Trophy to his resume. But in looking for an NFL comparison for Williams, ESPN NFL draft analyst Bill Connelly has an interesting selection. In an ESPN article published Monday, Connelly explained the similarities in Williams and Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Russell Wilson's game. Quote, uses his legs to buy time in the pocket. Check. Wilson threw 20% of his passes outside the pocket from 2012 to 2021. Williams came in at 23% between 2021 and 2023. Quote, combines excellent efficiency with elite playmaking. Check. Wilson completed 65% of his passes at 12 yards per completion, well over the league average of 11.4 in Seattle. Okay, so we're talking about the Seattle years. Williams completed 67% of his passes at 13.7 yards per completion in college. Granite Williams won't have to wait until the third round to hear his name called. He has all the tools. Now, let's just roll over here real fast because I've got PFS career grades for Russell Wilson. And I think if you're a Bears fan, I mean, he literally graded out as the second quarterback in the league his rookie year out of 37 quarterbacks. And you didn't start seeing that big drop-off. I mean, from 2012 to 2020, he was right there. He had one slight outlier year in 2014. He dropped down to 74. And this past season, he was up at 77.5. But we see there's 1, 2, 3 90s, 1, 2, 3, 4 80s. I mean, it would be hard to ask for much more than that at quarterback, from Caleb Williams. I got to be honest. And again, you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of Russell or Caleb, but I think the comparison makes a lot of sense. I also believe both these quarterbacks are going to struggle being able to see around the offensive line, which is something that Drew Brees and I think Caleb and I think Russell Wilson, any of these less than 6'2 guys are going to have a bit of an issue with. So they're going to have to learn how to use pocket mobility, side to side, up, down in the pocket. They're going to have to slide a little bit. They're going to have to be able to see and throw around linemen. The problem is that will work provided the offense is designed for Caleb Williams to succeed. If it's a timing and rhythm offense in the same way that Sean Payton runs an offense, we've seen that won't succeed. Now, Drew Brees ran it pretty well. But, I mean, Drew Brees was the mother of all-time accurate quarterbacks. I think he may have retired as the most accurate quarterback in the NFL when he walked away. I don't know if anybody's actually passed that, but I think for a career, he retired as the most accurate quarterback that there is. So, anyway, you get my point. So, it's going to be interesting to see how I saw that comp and I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It really does. Some of the off-the-field stuff also makes sense. And it's going to be interesting to see, okay, let's say Caleb Williams makes 11 years. Is he going to wear out his welcome to the point that the head coach and the GM can't wait to get him traded out of town? Like the way John Schneider and Pete Carroll sent Russell packing, and then Sean Payton turned around and sent him packing again. And when asked, was it hard to get rid of him? No. Be humble. This tells you right here. NFL quarterbacks, humility, hard work, grind it, all that. And the fans will, we watched Tom Brady's work ethic and Peyton Manning's, and he was beloved. There you go. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.